If he knocks this one down, he's got it. And he does. So he may not be long for the court.
No.
This one down, he's got it. And he does. So he may not be long.
49 seconds left in the third. So the second and third quarters have basically belonged to the Suns.
When you look at LeBron James and the people riding with him, their mission right now is pretty obvious. They're locked in on one thing while he's still on the court, and that's making sure his stat line stays nice and shiny, no matter what's actually happening in the game. His whole career has been built on stacking numbers.
AJ Redick left LeBron in the game last night because remember, he's got that streak going where he's got 10 points or more at 12:97, which he got with a 3 with 6:50 left. The Lakers were down over 20 points at this point. So I believe there's a phrase or a term for what was happening here, Chandler.
And patterns, my stats. Y'all know me.
But in Los Angeles, that stat-chasing energy is louder than ever. Seeing a player with his resume, 4 rings, MVPs, and all those accolades, out here fighting for a 10-point streak in a blowout is wild.
I'm averaging a triple-double in the finals. I'm pretty good.
And I am at a point in my career now where I don't lose sleep over that. Like, fuck, how did me and Luka lose?
Right.
I will never change.
A legend trying to squeeze out points in garbage time just to keep a streak alive looks more desperate than dominant. At this stage of his career, someone with his history should be above that. But he keeps showing us he's locked in on making that box score sparkle.
On his 36th birthday, became the first NBA player to ever score at least 10 points in 1,000 consecutive games. That's dating all the way back to 2007.
Now, let's talk about this 10-point streak he's so invested in. This record, this streak, whatever his fans call it. It's honestly one of the weakest milestones anyone has tried to hype up. We're not talking 20, 30, or 40 points. It's literally just 10, and somehow it became a trophy to brag about. The craziest part? The streak isn't even the real streak if we're being honest. If you include postseason games, which every serious record should, the true leader is Michael Jordan with 1,041 straight games. LeBron sits second, Karl Malone is third, and Kevin Durant is fourth. That's the real list.
LeBron's 1,000-game double-digit streak is the longest in NBA history.
Bro, come on!
The actual all-time ranking. But you'll notice LeBron fans never mention that detail. They always skip the part where you exclude the postseason, because once the playoffs count, Jordan owns the record outright at 1,041. And that's exactly why they avoid bringing it up. It changes the whole conversation. For LeBron supporters, this 10-point streak is treated like it's the crown jewel. Whether the Lakers win or lose doesn't seem to matter. As long as he gets those 10 points, they act like everything is perfect. That's their real priority, not the scoreboard or the standings. And to underline it again, the streak isn't even clean. In 2014 against the Pacers in the postseason, LeBron scored 7 points. So the whole consecutive angle falls apart the moment you look at the full picture. But here's the question nobody asks. Who outside of LeBron fans actually cares about this streak? Lakers fans? Most of them don't. Do you care? Probably not. And even when we look at Jordan, the true holder of the real streak, do his fans brag about it? Do any NBA fans at large talk about it like it's some historic accomplishment? Not really, because it's just not that kind of record. Nobody brings up that streak when they talk about Jordan's legacy, and you know why? Because his legacy stands on real greatness, not lowered standards. But for LeBron's crew, they bend the bar so far down that suddenly a basic 10-point streak becomes meaningful, even though it's not even a real streak in the first place. Now take LeBron's latest matchup against Phoenix, where he finally hit those 10 points and acted like he saved the season. In the fourth quarter, he looked straight up desperate, like the Lakers were getting beat 113-88 at the 7:34 mark, and LeBron still only had 7 points while Luka Doncic wasn't even on the floor. If he truly wasn't worried about numbers, he would have been on the bench cooling off, but instead he stayed in strictly to get those points. This is what his fan base values the most. Stats, streaks, and numbers that don't actually change anything. The 10-point streak is the prime example, especially when the streak doesn't even exist the way they claim. And if you want proof LeBron pushes for numbers no matter what, look at 2021 against the Hawks. He got hurt badly, had 7 points, and still forced himself to stay in long enough to score that 10th point before shutting it down.
About to eat, and my older son comes to me, he say, 7 points, 5 fouls, and he just walked away.
His ankle sprain was serious enough that he missed weeks afterward. But even then, he refused to check out early because he needed that double-digit box score. That tells you everything.
If he knocks this one down, he's got it. And he does.
He's watching his stats every second he's on the floor. Now jump back to 2018 against the Knicks in Cleveland. LeBron played only the first quarter, just 10 minutes. But even then, he wouldn't leave until he hit 10 points.
And one of the key components to the Lakers winning a title, LeBron, down he goes, and
he's trying to stay on the floor right now.
And he's going to shoot from the corner. Got it! He stays in the game, and he drills a three.
It was the same pattern. Get the numbers, keep the streak alive, and make sure the box score looks acceptable, even if the situation was weird or didn't matter at all. That's the thing with LeBron in the 2020s.
You know, an interesting note, and it is very trivial because the most important thing is his health, but he did score 10 points.
Yes, he has historic numbers, all-time rankings, and a legendary resume, but the small details tell a different story. Staying in blowouts, padding late points, chasing streaks that don't actually shift the game. Those are habits that hurt him in any comparison with someone like Michael Jordan.
Getting bottled up with Thomas, using his hands to get away.
Boy, Thomas is just...
LeBron James inside as Nance set up that brick wall. So LeBron has 10 points, and he'll be coming out to extend that streak to 873.
Who had a totally different mentality and approach. Look at Jordan in Washington when his real 10-point streak finally ended. It was against the Pacers on December 27, 2001. The Wizards were getting smashed, down 25 in the fourth, and Jordan had 6 points on 2 of 10 shooting after 25 minutes. And when the game was out of reach, he just sat, accepted it, and didn't force anything to keep a number alive. Jordan had a rough night with just 6 points, but when the fourth quarter came, he didn't drag himself back onto the floor, chasing 8 or 10 just to save a streak. He stayed on the bench because the numbers didn't mean anything when the whole squad was already getting blown out. That's the difference.
Well, I found out that after the game was over that he had 8 points in the game, and he broke a streak of like 860-something games in double figures. And so the media was on, how do you think Michael's going to be with this? I said, look, Michael's got championship rings. He's got gold medals. He's got NCAA championships. He's got MVPs. He's not going to care about the 8 points. So he met with the media and agreed. Said, you did the right thing tonight. You did the right thing tonight. I don't care about the points, but I needed to know that you believe in me.
Jordan wasn't out here forcing empty stats. And like I said before, seeing a player at LeBron's level hanging around in the fourth quarter just to scrape up his 10th point looks ridiculous for someone people call a GOAT. When your whole legacy is supposed to be built on dominance, chasing basic numbers in a loss just looks messy. Now look at Jordan again, especially in Washington. He wasn't obsessed with padding anything. Before he hurt his meniscus, he was still a machine with the Wizards, dropping 24.9 a night, grabbing 6.1 boards, handing out 5.3 dimes. All on 42% shooting. That was real production before the knee slowed him down. And once that injury hit, he tried to fight through it. And of course, his averages dipped heavy by the end of the season. But Jordan wasn't out here trying to fake it. He cared about competing, trying to win, and giving whatever he had left, not polishing the box score just to keep a streak alive. So that wraps up this breakdown. And if you're rocking with the truth, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.